Now, what is actually happening in the body when you don't expect to be nervous and you think this is going to be a piece of cake and you've done it a million times and all of a sudden, boom, what is happening?
Yeah. Well, what happens is our perception of threat is what signals the adrenal glands to release adrenaline into the bloodstream. Okay. So when you perceive, hey, something's wrong here, your body will deliver adrenaline. So if you're caught off guard and you're like, oh my God, I shouldn't be feeling anxious right now, your body will produce more adrenaline right there and then. So we need to stop before it gets out of hand and say, oh, right, this is just anxiety. I'm good. It's not going to be forever. And then what happens is the activation of what we call the parasympathetic nervous system. The parasympathetic nervous system is a different set of chemicals, acetylcholine and others, that actually not suppresses, but it calms down the breathing rate, calms down the heart rate, calms down everything. It's slower acting. It takes a couple minutes, at least, sometimes more. But it will be released as long as we don't perpetuate the release of adrenaline into our system.
So just don't fight it. Is that
Don't
essentially
fight
the
it.
key? Okay.
Not fight it's the last thing you want to do is fight it. And the first thing you want to do is accept it. Okay, I'm feeling anxious. This is an anxious moment. It's going to be uncomfortable for the next 2, 3, 5, 10 minutes, maybe 30. Usually not.
I
Usually.
heard we had a guest the other day that said something that stuck with me, and I think it fits. So that if you can't fix it, feature it.
I love it.
So if you're anxious and it's kind of wiping you out, instead of standing there uncomfortable, maybe say something. Say, you know what? For some reason, I'm feeling really weird, right? And then all of a sudden, it might release it, right? So if you talk about it, it'll change the dynamics of how you feel. So if you can't fix it, feature it.
I like what you said about feature it. In some ways, that's actually, what we're speaking about here, and we have been speaking about is the beginning of my approach, which is to accept our anxiety and to understand that it's a normal human emotion. It is not a disease in of itself. It is not a disease.
Yeah.
This is something we all experience. When we do that, we can feature it and actually turn it into a powerful force in our lives by embracing it and by using it in a positive, constructive way. I love that feature it. That was exactly, I'm going to take it. Oh, I'm taking it.
I thought it was awesome. I'm like, I
do
use
too.
that.
Yeah.
Can't fix it, feature